Hello class, happy week 6. Obviously if you do the math, after this week we are officially 50% done. So, this week's homework actually is longer than I recall. We are learning about confidence intervals. So this week's homework has about 16 questions on it, and so I already sent you a nice set of template files to help you work through the items. So let me just give you a couple heads up on what a confidence interval is, how to interpret it. So a confidence interval is actually, it's a range, hence the word interval, and we develop confidence intervals around certain statistics, okay? So we can have confidence intervals for the mean, confidence intervals for a proportion, and those are the primary two that you only need to be concerned about in this course. But the key is how to interpret it. So what the confidence interval does, once you calculate it, is the way you interpret it is it gives you 95% of the time that the population estimate is going to be in between those lower and upper limits, okay? So it's not, you don't have 95% confidence. Is not what you're saying. It's just saying that 95% of the time the true population statistic, whatever that statistic is, it will be contained within that confidence interval. And so if you calculate a value that's below it, there's evidence to reject it. If you calculate a value that's above the range, there's evidence to reject it. But if it's within the range, you're good. And there's a couple things that can occur that can affect your confidence interval. Sample size is a big deal. So if you decrease your sample size, it's going to create more uncertainty to the confidence interval. So hint, hint, the bigger the sample size, the more certainty you have about your confidence interval. And then we have this concept of the outlier. If you're not familiar with what that is, basically that's like a number in your data set that is usually like significantly larger or smaller than the rest of the numbers that you have. And yes, you can have more than one outlier, but what that one outlier can do, it has an effect on your confidence interval. So typically an outlier will increase your range. So you increase your confidence interval, which thus increases the standard deviation, which then affects the calculation of the confidence interval. So those are a couple pointers you should pay attention to. Just a couple of housekeeping things. This week is my last week in Okinawa for the summer. So Sunday I will be flying back to New York. So I'm going to be offline most of Sunday and most of Monday. So hopefully if I play my cards right, I'll have a nice video and everything set up that'll automatically load for Monday, so we should be good. Because I don't get late to New York late Monday. So the good news, I'll be on the same time zone as most of you. The bad news is I'll have like ridiculous jet lag. So if you know what that feels like, flying in between Asia and America, it's not good. Usually takes me like 10 days to get over it. Anyway, and then next week, obviously there's going to be no homework, but we have our first midterm exam. And I can tell you right now, it's not going to be that bad, so don't get worried about it. It's only 17 questions, and so pretty much all the previous homeworks and the templates will be extremely helpful. So have no fear. You're going to do great. Okay, so that is it. Let's have a great week 6. Any questions, just ask. I would say 96% of you are doing really, really well in the course. A couple of you are struggling a little bit, and but that's what I'm here for, and the tutors are here for. So we will get through this. So I hope all is going well. And oh, on a little side note, I found out there's 13 people who teach this one course at the University of Maryland, University College. Of those 13 people, yours truly has the highest chili pepper rating. That means I'm hot, according to rateyourprofessor.com. I did not know that. So that's kind of flattering to know. So if you ever get a chance to visit that website, have fun. viewing, or if you want to add your own rating, you can do so. It doesn't affect my standing here at the University of Maryland. I actually just got promoted to full adjunct professor. So that's good to know. 10 years of working here, I guess, will get you that achievement. So, all right, so let's have a great week 6. You have any questions about confidence rules, shoot me an email, and I'll be in touch. So, ciao.